First of all, this video won't be spoiler-free, so if you haven't read or watched Look Back yet, I highly suggest you click out of this video and do that. I love the manga and the movie adaptation so much, and they're both really dear to my heart. And I don't usually make videos like this, but it deserves me stepping out of my comfort zone. The first thing that really jumps out about this movie is the art style. It's very distinct because the figures and foreground elements have a bit of a sketchy or scratchy style, and if you think about it, it's quite reminiscent of Fujino's style. And these simple figures are juxtaposed with the very realistic backgrounds, which is actually Kyomoto's specialty. When combined together, they create something beautiful and unique, kind of like how they put their talents together to write their manga, and even win an award. But when you take them individually, I noticed that Kyomoto and Fujino both find their own art lacking. And this movie touches so much on these kinds of things. The experiences of being an artist, the highs and the lows of it all. Fujino on her high horse when she was younger reminded me so much of myself when I was a kid, thinking that I was so special because I'm good at this one thing, and telling someone, yeah, it's kind of hard if you don't have the talent for it, because I was young and dumb and I had an ego, and then cutting to getting kicked off of said high horse, which happens a lot every time I'm on Twitter or whatever, and there's some 17-year-old prodigy that draws like they could have been the one painting on the ceilings of the Sistine Chapel. One moment really struck me, and it was when Kyomoto reads the World of Backgrounds book. This is where you first see the kind of separation between the two of them forming. With Fujino in the light and Kyomoto in the darkness, we know that Kyomoto looks up to Fujino as her sensei, as a manga genius, but feels behind in her own work. That feeling of I need to get better, I need to catch up, I can be better than this is so familiar to any artist or creator. Even though Fujino and Kyomoto are both so talented, admired by the other, decorated with awards or praise, at the end of the day, it's how you feel about your own art. It's a moving goalpost we're always working towards, and will probably be working towards for the rest of our lives. In the end, Fujino blames herself for Kyomoto's death, and the parallelism in this moment is also so striking to me. For Kyomoto, in the beginning, the importance of this door was taking the leap to leave the room, and this one moment snowballed into experiencing life and the friendship that developed from making art with Fujino. And for Fujino, in the end, entering Kyomoto's room and taking those steps towards self-compassion, rather than regret everything, dismiss art as useless, she remembers the incredible journey that they both shared and the important role that her companionship had in the life of Kyomoto. The movie ends with a flashback of Kyomoto asking Fujino, "Why do you draw?" And her reason is never explicitly stated in the movie, and kind of leaves it to the viewer's interpretation. On my first read-through, my impression was that she was always drawing for Kyomoto. But maybe the why doesn't need to be so clear. Maybe it's enough to know that you want to create, that you want to improve. Because maybe art isn't simply something that you do, maybe it's something that you live through. And for Fujino and Kyomoto, they lived it together. And it was all important. Everything you create is important. It's important to someone even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes. And it will be important to someone. Even if that someone is you. Never look back and regret it all.